Right. Okay, fine. So, good afternoon and welcome to the live session of this NPTEL MOOCs course on biomass conversion and biorefinery. Before we start taking questions, so what we'll do is that I'll just brief you a little about the genesis of this course. You know, biomass is a very important aspect of our everyday life, and biomass is very important when we talk about its value towards energy. I'm just talking energy in general, right? So biomass needs to be converted to get energy out of it by various means, and it is not only energy, it is also about different types of chemicals, which we chemical engineers call them as platform chemicals. Okay, and there are other products also that comes out of biomass. It is not that only energy or fuels. Okay, so with that is in mind, this course was designed by me. So there is another very important aspect of this course which is dedicated to biorefinery. Now I'm sure we have crossed that stage where we have learned what is biorefinery. So the entire business of biorefinery came into picture when people have started realizing that refinery as standalone is producing only fuels, it is not giving the return. That I'm talking about economical viability. Okay, technical sustainability is always there. That's a different issue, and there are a lot of things that keeps on happening in the R&D front. But when you talk about a single feedstock and a single product, then it is not economically viable. That's what it was realized. All the entire biodiesel business also shut down, Jatropha सब बंद हो गया. So all these things we know, right? We'll not get into this. These are covered in the course. So I'm just telling the genesis and all. So what is happening is basically, so we need to focus on multiple feedstocks and multiple products. ठीक है ना? That's how the biorefinery came into picture. Even long back, when petroleum refineries were processing crude to produce petrol, diesel, ATF, kerosene, and all such things, it was realized that it is not very profitable because the crude oil price always fluctuates, and we do not have sufficient Indian crude to meet our everyday needs. So that is how petrochemical business started. Okay, all this polymer and all these things, this is not new. 30, 40 years before, more than that, right? So now all the refineries, petroleum refineries produces petrochemicals. Okay, एच डिफरेंट साइड प्रोडक्ट्स बाय प्रोडक्ट्स आप कुछ भी बोल सकते हो उसको ठीक है सो द होल आइडिया इज दैट when we processing a single feedstock we'll have multiple range of products that's how it is so the same concept of biorefinery different bio-based feedstocks and multiple products energy can be a core essence of
course
that
that
so with
too
that
was
this
followed
course
by
is
the
designed so till date, we have learned about different types of refineries, biorefineries, what is its all about, what is its need. We have also discussed about biomass in detail, biomass physico-chemical properties, and slowly going towards different types of conversion platforms. Now, physical conversion, mechanical physical, then chemical conversion, biological conversion, all such things are there. So then we'll be slowly dealing with technologies like pyrolysis and gasification. How do you pyrolyze and gasify different types of biomass to value-added products such as fuels? Okay. And then also we'll also discuss about biochar, bio oil. How do you upgrade bio oil to meet its meets the fuel standard? And what is the end use of biochar? So this is about the thermochemical conversion. Then we will be discussing about the microbiological or let us say biological biochemical conversion pathways. So converting biomass to different types of oil, different types of products such as biogas, which the biogas is the core. So biomethane or methane gas, whatever you say. Okay, and different types of platform chemicals. So I'm not listing any of them. We have chosen few just to give you an example that what are the different types of platform chemicals that we can prepare from our biomass. Okay. So then we will talk about integrated biorefinery, some process economics, some LCA, okay, life cycle assessment, some techno-economical assessment. All these things are very, very essential for today's perspective of learning biomass based anything, any biomass based technology. Okay. So with this, the course was designed, and it's a 12-week course where we are covering so many different types of aspects. Nothing in great detail, because if you start teaching in great detail, then what will happen that we'll be needing huge amount of time, which is not possible in a course like this. The idea is to give you general fundamental understanding about how certain things and how certain products are produced and how certain processes runs. ठीक है ना? So now I'll be happy to take any queries and questions. If you have anything, you please let me know. Let me see. There are certain queries which are already posted by 2 or 3 people. So one person, Mr. Soumya something, Soumya TV, he or she, I'm not very sure, of course. So that asking is that how does the high potassium content in coir biomass influence it as melting temperature? Okay, that's a bit complicated somewhere. So what happens? The high potassium content is actually resulting in various different types of there are different types of processes happening. Okay, so one or two such of type of things is that you talk about it is lowering your what is that is called the melting temperature, and we are as a result of low temperature eutectic formation happening, volatilization, condensation happening. So it is reducing viscosity, and it is reducing yeah, what is that is called interaction with it interacts with the silica also. So that's how it is little complicated process. You can read little more on this from some books, but here I cannot explain all the reaction and all such things, because it is not that easy. It's little complicated. Okay. So I just try to tell you that 4 different types of things: reaction with silica, reduction in viscosity, all such things happens. Okay, so that's how the S temperature actually it gets lower. Okay. The another question somebody is asking is Shruti Wable. She is asking that what is the major difference between the first generation and second generation ethanol in terms of raw material and processing? Okay, Shruti, this is a very important question, but anyway, I'm sure you must be knowing it from the lectures. Is that how it happened? So what is the basic difference? So between 1G and 2G. So 1G ethanol is directly produced from sugar crops like corn, beetroot, sugarcane directly. So their processing for towards the biofuel is much easier. Okay, less energy intensive, less costly, less complicated technically. Now coming to 2G ethanol. What is 2G ethanol? Now 2G ethanol is basically produced from lignocellulosic biomass, waste biomasses. ठीक है ना? So when we say lignocellulosic biomass, what it means essentially is that the biomass contains 3 major components: lignin, cellulose, and hemicellulose. So out of that, in a broad or in a average, you can say that around 30 to 35% of lignin is present in most of the biomass. किसी में थोड़ा सा कम ज्यादा हो सकता है, that's depending upon the biomass physical its properties, but in general, ठीक है ना? So this lignin, let us say if this is lignin, then this is cellulose, this is hemicellulose. So they are bound like this, some sort of attachment, very intricately bound together, each other. So we need to delignify it. So I don't need lignin for biofuel production or sorry, ethanol production. What I need is carbohydrates, okay, or the cellulosic fraction or hemicellulose also. So C6, C5, which is basically I can make P5, P6 from that, pentose sugars, exose sugars, so that they are readily convertible to ethanol using the usual platform. So what is the major problem here? Major problem is the processing or pre-processing, let us say, which we call pre-treatment. Okay, na? So pre-treatment is still around 35 to 40% of the cost goes in pre-treatment of the lignocellulosic biomass, because we need to delignify it, delignification process. You have to remove lignin from cellulose, hemicellulose, then take the cellulose, hemicellulose, convert it into uh, fermentable sugars, then do the fermentation using any standard method of SSF or SF, whatever it is. Okay, simultaneous saccharification, fermentation, standalone saccharification, separation. You have separate hydrolysis, then do fermentation, all such things. So that's why the problem between the difference between 1G, 2G is that 1G is much simpler. Okay, the fermentable sugars are readily available. In case of 2G, it is not so. I have to do delignification and the pre-treatment cost is very high. Correct. So this is the main thing. So let me see any other question. Somebody is asking notes and PPT. Anyway, notes and PPTs are almost, I have already given to you. So whatever is available, I have already given. And one or two initial lectures may not be there. There is a reason, because this course was actually recorded during the pandemic time. So I was using my laptop from home to do this thing. So I had some issues. I have not copied everything into my office desktop, and sorry, few lectures were lost. Okay, so just give me some. Okay, somebody is asking here. I don't know what is his name. Amar Musale. Okay, can algal biorefineries be implemented at large scale to address global fuel? Yeah, okay. Interesting questions. Now, सभी जगह मैं ये बोलते रहता हूँ, let people have a lot of negative thoughts about algae, इससे कुछ नहीं होता, ऐसा नहीं है. See, when I started working with algae in a biorefinery umbrella, then we have realized its huge potential. You know, algae has a lot of vitamins, antioxidants, which can be harnessed, and they are very high value components. And then pigments, astaxanthin, and all such things. So if you can harness, their per kg is hundreds and thousands of dollars, US dollars. So lakhs and lakhs of Indian rupees, very very costly. ठीक है ना? तो what happens? So this is one part. Now the original question is for the fuel crisis. Now in fuel crisis, under a biorefinery, what happens? I have told it in my lecture and I'm again telling you, is that key no standalone feedstock will be sustainable to run a biorefinery 365 days, 24/7. It is not possible. Okay. That is why algae can be a supplemented feedstock. Correct, na? Okay, so you have today some agricultural feedstock, tomorrow you have some, मतलब राइस स्ट्रो वगैरह जो भी है, then तुम परेलाइन और परेलियन और जो नॉर्थ में बोलते हैं उसको, ठीक है, then straw basically, then you have forest residues, okay, then you have some leaves and all these things, some other agricultural things, that then you have also algae. So algae is a supplement, right? So I'm not telling algae will solve your fuel crisis. It cannot. No renewable fuel will solve the fuel crisis. We need multiple renewables fuel. why only biofuel? We need renewable energies, na? Solar, wind, any such thing is available, we need to harness it. So we need to work in such a scenario where we have multiple fuel available, okay, renewable, and multiple energies available, just like solar, wind, and all such things. Single and large scale culture is always available, is already happening in India also, not that large scale. You look at US, Brazil, and some European countries, they are doing it. They have algae biorefineries, which we do not have. Okay, in India, it takes time to do that, but we are doing it. Okay, so that's not a problem. Okay, so somebody is telling, sir, you are okay. Sorry, thank you, thank you. Okay, so thank you for your comments. So let me see any other question in the Excel sheet. No, as of now, it's not there. So there are a lot of misconception about algae and all these things. I just try to tell that algae आपका सारा समस्या का समाधान नहीं कर सकता. That's not possible. Okay. It is just an additional biomass which can be harnessed for its potential towards biofuel as well as other things. Now, और एक इसमें area है which you should know as student if you are interested in algae business is that when we are culturing algae na large scale, so you need lot of water. So water is becoming scarce every day. Okay, though we have a 7,500 kilometer of water line, coastal. India is like this, right? It's more than 7,500, close to 8,000 kilometers of coastal line. Okay, so we are blessed with so much of sea water, saline water. Sea water, saline water में भी algae grow करता है. But usually when we do it off the shore, so we do it with fresh water. So freshwater replenish, we have to think in that sense. We are using the wastewater. Why there are a lot of wars on algae-based wastewater treatment and biofuel production is because when you grow algae in wastewater, you cannot utilize that biomass to remove or to extract antioxidants, vitamins, which are for human consumption. For the aesthetic problems, that contamination issues, you cannot do. So they are best when you grow algae on wastewater, you are doing two things. You are doing bioremediation plus you are generating biomass. That biomass, better to convert it into crude, which is the most or the best suitable technology according to me in my last 18 to 20 years of whatever small work we have done on algae biorefinery. We understand that if you are growing algae over wastewater, better take the entire algae, don't dry it, put it in the hydrothermal liquefaction reactor under high temperature pressure, it will give you biocrude. So its property is as much as similar to the petroleum crude property. फिर आप उसको distill कीजिए, you will get different types of cuts, petrol, diesel and all such things. जो बच जाएगा, that is can be used as a soil remediation purposes because it's a carbon char. Okay, not very high value biochar, but it is not that low value also. ठीक है ना? Okay. Somebody is asking how to prepare for the exam. Correct. So this course content is very diverse. Okay. And in the exam, all questions are MCQ questions. There are no numericals if I correctly remember. Okay. So all are MCQ type of questions. Maybe one few 5 or 6 maybe fill in the blanks type रहेगा. Okay, all are multiple choice questions. So there are four answers, and only one answer is correct, right? So you have to choose that, correct? So please understand that we have framed the questions in such a way, and it's an online exam. Once you pay the fee payment, pay the fee, so NPTEL head office will tell you where you can write exam. Okay, so those things they will manage. It's nothing to do with me. But questions are set already done and all MCQ questions and the entire syllabus is covered. So you cannot simply ignore any particular chapter. You have to read everything. Okay. Notes are provided. The पहला फर्स्ट 3-4 का लेक्चर का नोट्स अवेलेबल नहीं है. That's due to my some other issues, hard disk problems. I did not save it properly in multiple, this one, that's COVID time, na? So it happened. So it is not available. Otherwise, we are uploading everything. Sorry. So we're trying to put it 62, sorry, so at least 30, 35, 40% of questions that's coming from the assignments. So please solve assignments, answer the assignments in during before the deadline. Submit your things. Your score will be given to you, and you can expect 30 to 40% of the questions from the assignment itself. That's the NPTEL exam norms. Okay. Somebody is asking something. At small scale itself, can algal oil serve as a supplement oil for edible with future? Yes, 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 absolutely, 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 you are correct. But when we talk about algae-based product for human consumption or use, like cosmetics, cosmetics is for human. Okay, I will tell you something else regarding to this course also. Those who are doing the course, many of you will be UG, PG, PhD students, maybe some faculties. There is a huge scope remains to do a lot of research on making biochar from biomass. Okay. In India, the biomass biochar market is slowly growing, and it's a billion dollar market, which many of you do not know. Biochar has multiple applications, starting from low quality biochar एज ए सॉइल अमेंडमेंट ओके लोग फर्टिलाइजर के साथ उसको अभी मिक्स भी कर रहे हैं राइट सो दैट इज वन ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन विच इज अ मेजर एप्लीकेशन वी आर एग्री बेस्ड इकोनॉमी यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द डिमांड ऑफ बायोचार इन एग्रीकल्चर बिग वेरी बिग लार्ज स्केल सेकेंड इज there is a huge application of biochar in water wastewater treatment. अभी पहले उससे एक्टिवेटर कार्बन बोलते थे ना, so you know that we call it as activator carbon, okay, which is mostly prepared from the coconut shell, but that is also a biochar. Any char that is prepared for biomass is biochar, and it is growing in many fold. Okay, water and wastewater treatment both. Third is the huge demand in the cosmetic applications, cosmetic industry. Okay, this I have learned when I visited South Korea, because South Korea is world's leading manufacturer of cosmetics. Almost more than 50 to 60% of the cosmetics of the entire world is produced in South Korea. Okay, and there is a huge demand of biochar, fine char, okay, benign biochar without any chemical treatment for the cosmetic application. So if people can work in this area, it will be great actually. Lot of scope to do entrepreneurship in this particular biochar business also. Yeah. Don't see more people, I think will then wind up. So as I told you that most of you are much interested in the pattern of the exam and all. It's a complete MCQ based, computer based test. Okay, you have to go and write. It's for 3 hours, the exam. and the entire syllabus is required to be read and prepared. You can expect around 30 to 40% of questions coming directly from the assignments. So wish you all the best for your answer for your exam. If you have any further query, please feel free to write to me at kmohanty@iitg.ac.in. It can be related to the course content, the course itself, some assignments, mismatching of the answers, or exam pattern, or any such thing. Do write to me. I'll reply within 1 or 2 days, definitely. Okay. Okay, this is a very generic question you are asking. You see, see, obviously there are a lot of work is happening, na? So urban areas are experiencing severe air pollution. Air quality index is pretty bad, whether it is in Delhi or Guwahati, everywhere, due to a lot of anthropogenic activities, human activities like constructions, large scale constructions happening, and there are other issues also. Okay, so agricultural waste burning is not at all a good thing. That is why, so if you look at this Punjab, Haryana, that border, na, government has given a lot of subsidies to set up small scale 2G ethanol plants. Okay, and there are people who are also doing small scale biogas plants. Okay, for the biomethanation. It is already happening. It's nothing new in this, all these things. But the problem is that large scale. Okay, we are a very big country. We have crores and crores of farmers. We need to make them aware that this is not the correct way. Probably if you do this and adopt this with small investment from your side and subsidy from government side, then you will have an additional income. So that is not happening. So that's the job of the government, policymakers, or think tanks, then people like us, scientists, and also the NGOs, okay, to make farmers aware that they can have substantial secondary income from their residues if they adopt 2G technology or they go for biochar production, all such things. I think we'll stop here then. If there are no more questions, and I don't see any further questions on the Excel sheet. So thank you. Thanks very much for joining, and wish you all the best for your happy learning and exam also. Thank you.